All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
86, episode 15. They back on the front lines.
Yeah.
And people are dead.
People are dead.
Yeah.
And those that, were just hanging out with you in libraries, Shin, now they've left a little sister out there that I'm not going to be able to protect anymore.
Yep. It is a cruel world indeed.
It's a cold, cold world.
But also very beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, and Frederica's actually doing a lot to help in some ways.
She is.
Even though she is very much, admitting her role as mascot.
Right.
Even the fact that
that was kind of a fucked up
that's their thing that they did.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, but yeah, let's have more adventures with them as they try to find her knight.
Right.
Yeah. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
Nice.
Hey!
Oh.
They're actually together.
Okay, nice.
Like us, we're prototypes.
And potentially a reason for why they'd be kept together.
Oh, okay. Wow. This must be cool that they get to be, at the very least, like, we don't see them necessarily.
Yeah, they might
in this
not actually
meeting.
be here.
Yeah.
Ah, right. Cool,
Yeah.
this is her.
Already. Oh, okay.
All right.
Whoa.
Lost position, okay.
Dang, we're gonna have to pause on this. Okay.
All
Well, then
right.
you guys will get along just fine.
Yeah.
What? Frederica.
Your mascot got out.
Second person who was gonna walk into him. Yep.
Yeah. Did you hear what I said? Catch.
Mom, take this one. I can't deal with them right now.
Yep, exactly.
In the morning, they're your daughter.
Yeah. That really is what it is.
Hey, well, they're all together now.
Yep.
Well, four
Wait.
of them.
Yeah, where's...
Yeah. Who told you? Oh, okay, good. She is here. Yeah. Yeah. But she's excited. So they're preparing for a big offensive that's on its way. So they're just fortifying, getting everything ready.
Yeah. She shifted into reasonable mode. Count 6 down there.
Oh, damn.
We're used to fighting in coffins, but that's still kind of what they are.
I love the idea of bringing up that they're aluminum for such a light metal, basically.
Yeah.
Meaning that nothing else that they have here is probably made with aluminum.
少尉、あなたたちも次の回収ではもうちょっとマシな意見を言わせてみせるから期待していて。
I feel that. Been a lot of briefings recently.
Uh-huh. More quality assurance than fighting.
バルト盟約同盟の生存が先日ついに確認されたわ。捉えた無線通信によって
Whoa. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Oh shit.
それ以外の周辺国や西のサンマグノリア共和国については
Right, them, yeah.
まだらないみたいだけれど。
Okay. It got quiet all of a sudden.
これを受け西方方面軍は戦力増強と再編成を行います。
Alright.
1028試験部隊も正規の機構戦力として
Okay.
第177機構師団
Yeah, we were going large scale here.
Yeah.
現行勢力で十分に迎撃できる程度と予
But
測されているわ。
how big?
そういえばあなたからも上心が上がっていたわね、ノーゼン少尉。やはり少尉の予測した敵の数は相当無形だわ。
Whoa.
東方分析室の予測を大幅に超えている。
Whoa.
Okay, so I guess Shin hasn't felt like he could trust them enough to tell him.
Well, yeah, but he's been getting some sensings of something.
Right. I'm the Reaper. It comes with the name.
Yeah,
You know,
I was gonna say, I do this too, and it frustrates people so much.
Guess where he is now.
どこも人手が足りぬでな。少し遺品の整理を手伝ったのじゃ。妹君の写真ばかり。
Yeah.
Yo.
必要がないなら誰かの死になんて関わらない方がいい。
そなたがそれを言うか。
Well, there's a need for him.
死神め。
Yeah.
実は朝はすまなんだの。そのキリ。
Yeah.
ノーゼンはそなたと同じノーゼン貴族のまじゃ。
Right, right.
キリアは
That's right.
学校の直系ではなか
Yes.
ったからそなたと血は近くはないが、髪をすいて庭の花を取ってきて、どんなわがままも嫌な。
Ah, he really was your knight then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
やれ規律と軍令はきちんと守れとやいの言うて、その他
Okay.
全部無視するのじゃろうから、それにまだ怒って。
He's a proper Suzaku.
Right.
どうしてレギオンに？
我がギアーデ帝国はレギオンを用いて周辺諸国に戦争を仕掛けた。しかしその直後、市民たちの放棄
Shit.
Okay.
よって要塞の防衛には人間の兵を使わざるを得なんだ。そしてキリアもわらわを守るため戦わざるを得なくなった。連邦軍の兵士たちを殺し続けたキリアはそのうちにおかしくなっていった。
Oh, before becoming Legion.
Okay.
そのうちわらわを守ることが全てとなり、連邦の兵士を踏み潰して血みどろのフェルドレスを傍らにわらわに笑いかけることも珍しくなくなった。
Yeah.
Okay.
A Reaper. Yep.
Yeah.
Your Reaper.
同じ戦場にエルンストが激励に来ていたのは全く幸運じゃった。おかげでわらわの死の証として吊るし上げられたのは着ていた皇帝のマントだけで済んだのじゃから。
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
キリアはそれを見てしまう。
Oh.
そしてその時、あたりをレギ
Gotcha. So, not only did they get a perfect brain, they got an insane perfect brain.
That'd do it.
結局帝国は滅び。
No, it's just the Attack on Titan dead moth butterfly deal. No spiders here.
危のうなったら無理をせず引くがよい。
I don't want someone else dying because of me.
先ほどそなたの言うた通りじゃな。知り合うた者が死ぬのはわらわは嫌じゃ。そなたらには先がある。それを失わせてはならない。
先か。
やはり考えておらなんだな。まったく。いうか、行きたい場所、いずれ成したいこと、そんなもので良いのじゃ。
Anything. It doesn't have to be something specific or special. Yeah.
いつか同じようなことを聞かれた気が
Oh.
する。
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
なんと答える
Lena.
じゃ。
考えたこともない。
Mm-hmm.
なんだそりゃ。
Wait, she slept after drinking coffee? Damn. I was almost expecting her to get a bit wired.
Be wired, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's decaf, you know.
Sure, yeah.
来るなお姫様の回収を頼むおい
Passing the football down, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
ここに来た時釘刺したはずだぞお前のその力については黙ってろって
But now it might kind of be important to tell somebody.
人の脳みそ取り出したがんのは何もレギオンだけじゃねえんだお前がモルモットになるのは勝手だ
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
余計なこと考えてんじゃねえのかって言ってんだよ
Hmm.
エルンストのおっさんが言ったことでも気にしてんのか先のことかま、なんとかなるだろうとは思うけどなレギオンとやり合うよりは難しいことじゃねえだろうよ
Well,
調査は元気でやってんのかね
yeah.
Yeah, he even tried.
Solitary crow on the line, yeah.
Ryden
Okay.
even tried bringing up Lena to cheer him up.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Oh, Lena.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh. Hmm. We getting Lena next episode?
I think next episode, yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So we got some time with Frederica and Shin.
We did.
More of a setup episode to get us ready for the encounter with her ex-knight.
Yeah.
Who's coming with a massive army of Legion that Shin has felt their numbers coming, and that it has to be in an orders of magnitude larger than what the Federacy of Giad believes that it can be. Meaning that they have probably a spectrum of like, this is probably the median of what we can expect. It could go up to about this amount, and it could lower to this amount, but you're saying it's going to be over here.
Right.
That's not something that they can field. So
Yeah,
we don't
like,
believe you. But thank you for the warning, but it's unwarranted. Don't worry. It can only go up to this much, and which is great. We're going to see the Federacy lose.
Yeah.
And that's terrifying.
I mean, yes, it is, and yet, like, it sounds like it's going to be a hype battle. When they were saying the whole thing of like, no, the numbers you were talking about is impossible, my mind was just going to like Lord of the Rings and the Silmarillion and like, and then the orcs surged over the hills from Thangorodrim in numbers the Noldor could not like comprehend, you know? And it's like, okay, yeah, this is going to go real bad.
This is going to go really badly.
Real bad.
The thing I'm most terrified, though, about is that if they end up put into a tighter unit that's part of a larger chain of command, and we've got a Merchant of Death lieutenant with a, or not a lieutenant, she's like a lieutenant major or something like that. She's got a reputation for being one where she trades lives pretty like,
Okay.
pretty religiously.
Right.
Then she could very much be the one where it's like, I definitely need you to be in my position here because I can figure out how to field you guys so well that you guys will be responsible for a whole like division of Legion getting destroyed or shut down tactically.
Exactly.
But that means
We need you. You're a commodity.
Well, right, but also I can let a whole bunch of not just necessarily your comrades die to make your victories, happen, but also maybe even like understanding. Yeah.
It's
what you need to do, I would say, in command, but it's the kind of thing where maybe from her peer's perspective, she goes a bit too far. You know?
Because one of the things that was kind of like, very, very quickly just sort of said offhand that these, new mechs and everything, that it seemed like she's designing. Or at the very least,
she's
championing.
overseeing.
Right.
She's a big fan of it because of the way that she piloted these things back in the day, and she did not like how slow it was, and you just have to abandon people to die because, hey.
Right. So she has this pseudo pet project of sorts that is kind of her thing in the military.
They came in one of those.
Right.
Wait, no, that's not true. They found them later by taking the info that they found because they were brought here in a Legion.
Right.
Mac, you're right.
But the fact that the 86 were the only ones who were able to consistently like actually pilot it and be okay in the test driving.
It was not because it was such a great model. It was just because they lax on the safety regulations.
Exactly. Yeah. Other people would die when they went in there, and that was considered an acceptable loss because we need that next bit of army tech, right? And so now it's if we actually are able to develop this and iterate on it enough before they get here that we can have you as some super elite crack squad that can go and
really
infiltrate and hit key targets or something. Great.
Yeah, just harass a larger force so that they can't move and respond quickly enough. That's great.
Awesome.
But still, you're making something that was still a coffin back then. Now you've made it a slightly more sturdy coffin.
Right.
So
yeah, they're used to moving around quickly in coffins. But this gives me the sense that Giad is going to be absolutely wiped out. The Federation will be broken, and then maybe that will be some of the reason for why they will end up getting like reintroduced, or to Lena or the Republic and all of that stuff, because maybe then Federation is like, oh, what the fuck do we do?
Yeah, I'm really scared about not just like you're saying, a loss of the field basically, but a total victory by the Legion where they break their numbers so much that they never regather.
Right.
One of the terrifying things when you get into combats of this scale, where I think they're talking about things being in the tens of thousands, not in the, hundreds that, that we originally were, kind of handling things back over with the Republic. And if it gets to that scale, if you just have a breakdown in formation at that scale, you can just end up having everything end in a matter of minutes.
Right. Like they're called the Legion, so I feel like we've gotten some good bits before where we saw the Legion being Legion, right? And just so many of them, it's ridiculous. How do you even really fight that? But now that it's not a spearhead squadron, it's a nation. What is Legion for them?
Oh yeah, for sure. We have a couple things that were kind of quietly just kind of brought up, and I think they've been teased at a little bit in previous episodes, but I kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit here. So Frederica brings up her past with Kiria. I love the idea that she talks about him to Shin, because logically in this story, there's no reason as to why his character should be focused on until he's in combat. So you can't actually really have him be built up as an antagonist without exposition. There's really no other way to do it other than by having an out of person.
Right, some flashback or something. Or
well, I was meaning like we literally go over and we show his perspective as a Legion, and it doesn't really make sense to do. So therefore, this moment here kind of reveals the idea that there was a coup that was taken 4 years ago, which I want to bring up something that's rather chilling about that. If she remembers how he looked 4 years ago, and that was the last time she saw him because they were split up at the point when they pretended that she died so that she could survive, and Ernst was probably very helpful in regards to that, but then he was either probably taken captive, I don't know, done things with in general just to get out of the situation, but he didn't become a Legion during that whole incident there.
Sure.
There's nothing in her exposition, I would say, that shows that this was the point when he was taken by a Legion and had his head completely removed or something like that. But what we did get was that, one, the Empire of Giad was using the Legion to attack neighboring countries. That was a thing that they did. And then the Legion went out of control at some point or something of that nature. But timeline, from the Republic's perspective, the war with the Legion has been going on for 9 years. If this has been 4 years since she's seen Kiria, and the Legion was something that they could have theoretically maybe
had helped defend them.
But she said they didn't work well with human
and
things there, and that might have been just like, well, human squads haven't been trained how to fight with Legion and the same things there, or it's they that didn't sound like the Legion were not under our control at the time. That felt more like the Legion are just, they just weren't available to defend us at the time because they just don't work well with people. They're more of we just send them out to attack, which timeline-wise means, the Republic's been actually fighting the Empire for 5 of those 9 years, at minimum.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I could be wrong about something here, but that seems like a very chilling reveal to just casually drop there.
Well, there was the bit that was told to us way early on in the show that the Empire of Giad was the one who created the Legion and sent them against the world.
Yep.
Don't necessarily take that at face value at the beginning because we're like, okay, there's a lot of propaganda going on here in general.
Right.
No, they did actually do that. They did send the Legion out. Oh, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. When I hear the word like unleashed, though, that makes me more think of like you send out an AI and it does its thing, right? And then maybe the genie's out of the bottle, and then that's where it went wrong, and then they weren't able to get control again. But
that is a way it could have gone. Yeah.
Right. But if it's something where it's no, we actually were able to in a fairly stable fashion wage war against the world using the Legion for 5 years and sort of just have sort of a republic thing where all the actual people.
It's the moral way to wage war.
Yeah, exactly. Just drone warfare. It's better, right?
It doesn't matter what or who we're killing or destroying out there. No, from our perspective,
it's still less life being lost in a war, and
it's humane.
Right.
I still don't think that there was an unleashing of the in the total sense where it's now go out and do the thing and we don't command you anymore. That still constitutes, from my perspective, we give you tactical or maybe strategic assistance.
Yep.
That is very much no, you're fighting us. Who cares if it's a vassal sent out AI army? That is the Empire.
Exactly.
The only point it's not the Empire is
when they turn around
and say, yeah, Empire, we're coming after you.
Yeah, and then suddenly it's like, wait, no, that's illegal. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously that's not like a new thing that the Empire was using the Legion, for sure. But the timeline of it being for so long of the war, not a small thing that they were sent out and then they immediately went bad. No. There were years and years and years of being sold by the Empire.
What that actually kind of made me think of, the biggest surprise that kind of information brought to me, for me, was the fact that the Empire was able to keep a cork on the bottle of the genie for so long. Like, the fact that was able to actually work, like, the Empire was, they had shit that they could do, right? Like it was not just some casual thing, and I think that's impressive but then also could inform some things about maybe why the Legion wants to crush them specifically. Because if they were able to keep them as
specifically.
Well, okay, maybe not specifically. The Legion's probably waging war with everybody at this point, right? But when I think of an overwhelming force, like probably an order of magnitude bigger than anything they've seen before, that makes me think that it's something where they're like, okay, we're at the point where we, the Legion, are able to, we're not in any actual danger. We're
self-sustaining.
We're self-sustaining, right? We're doing good. Yeah. But if there were to be something that was a threat, it would be those people that created us because they actually kept us in chains for 5 years or whatever, while still having us go out and lay waste to everything, do the stuff we're doing now.
Right.
So I'm curious if it's something where we are going to end up seeing potential motivations from the Legion that is not just individual people that have been absorbed into the Legion.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Yeah,
because that's anytime you get into hive mind AI type stuff, that's a very interesting question to have be explored. And so far, we've had the intimate perspectives of the loved one that I cared about, and now they're gone, and and that's sort of the intermediary or the proxy for the Legion.
Yeah, but there's also the other thing that was slightly kind of dropped in there was that they've made contact with many other nations.
Yeah,
and they are all still around. There's actually not much of this world that is in a post-apocalyptic kind of end of the world scenario with the Legion having run through everything. No,
Which makes sense because it's only been 9 years.
Yeah. We're on a continent, very kind of Europe-esque from the opening that showed the global kind of half look there. But that the Republic is specifically not responding to the messages.
Right.
Which means either a couple things. One, their tech is done in such a way that they're so scared of the AI kind of
we close off
spoofing a
completely.
message in some kind of way that they're like, no, we won't let anything else out there. So from our perspective,
Perorate only, you know.
yeah, exactly. Nothing can get in, nothing can get out, and thus we have one, control of our populace in a really good way.
Sure.
But two, our security from cyber warfare side of things is very tight. Now, the thing that I'm more getting the vibe from is that the Republic is actually picking up the message, but they're
just don't like the
choosing
contents
to
of it.
ignore it. Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, while I think it would be in character for the Republic to be full, like, we don't stay in contact with anybody, I don't think they actually do that because the Empire still reached out to them. So they thought that maybe the Republic would respond. Which makes me think then that it's more of the content of it that is the problem. That could just be that, like, not the Empire, Giad, the Federation, is like, shit, there's an extinction level event of Legion coming.
I need to get everybody ready.
We need all the nations to band together for this because that's the only way.
Or not even to band
survive.
together. We're not even close to any of them. Just the idea
Sure.
that you guys need to know.
Yeah,
We're just being kind here.
Right.
Here's our intelligence.
And then maybe the Republic, because they're like so desperately clinging to the idea that everything's perfect and everything's all right,
yeah.
they're not actually like responding because that would mean that they're actually acknowledging that there's something to it.
Or
you
that
know?
the Legion is getting stronger.
Right, because
it counters the narrative that the Legion's going to shut down in a matter of time.
Right, exactly. in 2
Which
years or
actually,
whatever
now
it
that
is.
I think about it, they might be doing their own form of scouting and analysis, and they're like, okay, so right now the Legion is fighting multiple nations right now.
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
By our estimates, given the amount of, Legion that the Empire had maybe back then,
Sure.
and maybe they don't think that the Legion can replicate or produce that many mechs that quickly. Let's give ourselves a soft estimate of this amount of time, and we'll probably just end up being right because they will stop
Right.
attacking us because they'll just get beaten by the other nations.
They're playing Smash Bros in a stock match, and they just
they're
go
sitting down at the
they're
bottom
just-
of Hyrule Temple.
Yeah,
They're just
and
like,
being like,
they won't come down here. We'll just
they'll
crab
kill each
combo them
other
and get
eventually,
them.
you know?
Kirby is sitting at the bottom of Hyrule, being a bastard.
Yep.
That's why you don't play Hyrule in any kind of competitive thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, really cool interactions with Frederica and Shin.
Mm-hmm.
Shin does need to think about life beyond being a merchant of death.
Yep.
And he doesn't.
No.
He just doesn't. He doesn't need to, or he doesn't feel like he needs to. The callbacks, though, to Lena and someone that makes him think about living under specific contexts and kind of ends up having him fall into certain patterns of going out, at night alone to potentially have a talk with her. Even
It'd be
though
around this time, wouldn't it? Yeah.
she's not here,
Nope.
because I got pulled out. So
out of range.
It's really sweet stuff. But having the story also move in this kind of, I would say, kind of skipping way where we're kind of just hopping around to points where the characters are ending up kind of getting
they're
briefed
together again, and
they're getting briefed on the next plot point, basically.
Right.
It's kind of a thing of where I'm like, oh man, I really liked the episodes where we focused a little bit more on the internal emotional states of the characters. But I guess Shin is kind of dead inside, so it's hard to do that without kind of a certain level of indirection.
Right. The character that he had the closest heart-to-heart connection to, weirdly enough, since they weren't in Spearhead Squadron, right? It was Lena.
Yeah.
Now he's separated from that person. So, and because he's dead inside, he doesn't even really notice that her absence is affecting him this much, I feel like. Like
Yeah,
when Raiden...
maybe it is, yeah.
And then when Raiden brings it up, he just sort of like... he just
sighs.
He doesn't turn, doesn't look or anything. He just sort of ignores it. I want to see them get reunited. We got that bit of her at the end, so
maybe
hopefully
she's back in the next episode.
Yeah, maybe she's back in the next episode.
It can follow up on the idea of the message being brought along, and maybe
like Lena hears about it and is like, she's trying to take it
she's
seriously or
demoted
something.
now.
But yeah, she's demoted.
I don't
so-
think she would know anything about it. I think it could just be a thing where she notices maybe some specific like troop things where they acknowledge that a big attack is coming.
Sure.
And so it's like, yeah, we're going to do some specific kind of things there to prepare, bigger, larger theater stuff.
Yep.
And they're like, why? It's like, oh, just in case.
Right.
But just, we feel like
Yeah. The war's coming up on the end, so we're going to finish strong.
finish strong. Yeah,
Triple
yeah.
the 86,
Yeah, yeah,
on the front lines.
exactly.
Get them now,
Right.
Yeah.
We're going to merge another set of squadrons with you or something. We've been prepping this specific thing for...
Exactly,
we need you to get it ready now,
We need to get rid of... If they do actually believe that the war's going to end in 2 years or a year and a half by now or whatever it is, they might be like, we actually need to hurry up the number of 86 that we sent to the front lines. Otherwise, they might not all die. And then we'd actually have to, like, do something ourselves. That'd be a problem.
Oh, my God. Yeah. We'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. I'm very, very worried about an offensive that Shin can already tell is so big that the analysts in the strongest nation so far, based on the way that they kind of sounded, like the other nations sounded not necessarily as strong for whatever reason. I think I'm kind of judging them based on just their names. But
I think it's also just because the Empire, back when it was the Empire, and granted, they had the Legion, thought that they could take on the whole world.
and also survived their own AI army's uprising.
Right, after it turning against them, which it would have had the best... It would have had the easiest time of dealing with them because...
They would have their guard down.
Yeah, exactly, right. So
and maybe that's also the reason why they survived it, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Is they sent it all out, meaning that
sure.
when it happened, it was actually going wild and berserk with other places, and then they would come back and they'd be like, whoa, stop at the checkpoint. What are you doing? And they just ride through the checkpoint and just kill everyone, and then they're like, oh, okay, our army went rogue, fight it now. And
right. There was a bit of Frederica's story that made me think that might have been when the Legion started to go rogue. Of like, maybe, there's the whole thing of Legion. The Legion weren't able to fight as well with humans and stuff.
Okay.
But like, also if there was something where the Legion just sort of like didn't do what they were told, you know? And then that was one of the ways that it went bad or something.
Right, that was one of the early warning signs that the Legion were having trouble fighting with their own human, forces and stuff.
Sure.
That was like, for some reason, they would just, there would be accidents that would happen.
Right, or they just... The humans would slow them down. They could, like, it was better if the humans just sort of let them do their thing and kept their hands off, right?
Again, though, if that's the case, that means that the Legion went astray not that long ago, which I will say, just as a forecasted warning of my own, like, kind of predictive abilities, that means that these things about the Legion that are maybe, like, evolutions of the Legion or things about making the Legion, like, learning or growing or being more terrifying are recent. Meaning, like, the Legion is actually moving very quickly.
Right. If our timeline for the Legion doing their singularity autonomous AI thing went from 9 years to 4 years, then that means it's,
the rate of acceleration is actually way more terrifying. But if it's less than 4 years and it's actually like 3 years or 2 years, and it's like, oh no, wait, how many people are getting harvested? Like, how quickly are they gaining intelligence that way?
If that's the case, though, and it's like less than 4 years that the Empire's had to deal with them, then I'm really curious how / if the Empire thinks they'll actually be able to survive, because like if Shin is already able to tell with the Federation, like with the Republic, this isn't going in a good trend, right? Like the
I'm
numbers,
also weirded
the balance
out by how
sheet doesn't add up.
The army necessarily.
I
his range is very it's
right.
It's
Him
inconsistent.
sensing.
It happened off screen,
nebulous presences of Legion or whatever.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Individual specific Legion he has a close connection to.
Also cool.
Awesome. Yeah, totally. Being able to tell the number, and we weren't told, but it was implied that he told the Federation like an actual number estimate that was fairly accurate, right?
So, or at the very least, it was such an ambiguously large number, and basically saying they number closer to 100,000 than 30,000.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. He had the zero.
Right.
No, right.
He's probably not exactly right, but it's just the idea that the number was so much bigger than their thing.
They're just like, no. No.
Okay. Good luck, y'all. And we still have a lot of show left, so I'm excited. What happens after major conflict? But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yes, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
Next time.